And just like that, it's already day 3 of the trip. We're up bright and early once again to pay some trains along Highway 7. Just like the day prior, our first stop is Iron Junction. However, this time we're sticking around for a few trains. The first train of the morning is a northbound manifest, making its way to Canada. Leading the train is ET40-4AC number 3239. This is just one of several 100th anniversary locomotives that CN repainted back in 2019. You might have caught the fact that there was another signal for the other track, cause not even 10 minutes later, the next northbound train made its way through. This one had a nice EMD duo, consisting of an SD40-2 with a nice Nathan P3, and an SD40i trailing second, one of only 26. We didn't stick around for the rest of the train. We had 3 other trains on their way, so we moved down to Forbes to catch them.
I can't believe that was a 70i.
Well, you better believe it, Andy, because the day is only going to get better from here. We had no clue what this next northbound train was. An ore train? A local? Another through train? Regardless, we flew down to Forbes and arrived in only a few minutes. We had a signal for the northbound, but couldn't see the headlight just yet. However, we did have a headlight coming from the north. This was the southbound limestone train, with the duo of Illinois Central SD40-3s sandwiching an SD40-U and a C40-8. Since this was single-track territory, the limestone train would have to stop just north of us. Only a few minutes later, the northbound train made its way through. If I'm not mistaken, this is the L567 making its way to Keenan Yard with a duo of former Oakway Leasing SD60s. As soon as that cleared, we wasted no time making our way down to the parallel in order to chase the limestone train heading south. We got one final shot of the train making its way southbound at milepost 44.74. This was also the last stop on our chase yesterday of the Canadian cab duo. However, instead of shooting it from the bridge above the river, we shot it from the crossing. We moved back up to the parallel to chase the next northbound. This was the same concept we saw yesterday, with the two Canadian cab SD40-2s and a C40-8, however the C40-8 was leading this time. We'd catch the train one final time, making its way through Forbes Y, bound for the mine. After our chase concluded, we moved back to Iron Junction to catch some more trains heading to and from the Rainy subdivision. First up was a northbound intermodal bound for Canada, led by an ET44AC and an ES44AC. Next up was a T-Bird coming out of Forbes mine bound for Thunderbird mine, led by a pair of C40-8s. Next up was the MRF out of Keenan, led by the same power from a few days prior, being an IC-GP40R and an IC-GP38-2. The string of BN and BNSF hoppers came from the Kelly Lake local, also known as the Range Rocket. This is a BNSF local that runs once a week out of Superior, Wisconsin to Keenan Yard. After that cleared, the Mesabe subdivision died down for a little bit, so we moved over to Ramshaw Diamond to catch a train on the Rainy subdivision, followed by a train on the Iron Range subdivision. After that train cleared, we turn our attention to the Iron Range subdivision, as we have an ore train bound for two harbors with a trio of C40-8s. By this point, action on the Masabe subdivision started to pick up again, so we moved back over to Iron Junction to catch a few more trains.
Okay, so basically, the one we just saw going up to Two Harbors is lying, so we don't have to worry about him. There's this the Keenan, the one that came out of Keenan, stuck at Iron Junction. The M-2, whatever, is behind him, stuck.
Then the T-Bird is lying through Iron Junction.
T-Bird has clearance here, but it doesn't have clearance yet because that guy just cleared.
Yes.
Once he's clear, the T-Bird is going to get cleared. The T-Bird right now, he's here, right? And then you have the rainy sub train that's lined out of the siding. I guess he's waiting to get on the move or something, but he's lined through. So once the T-Bird and the rainy sub get through, the M-2 will be able to go through. This guy, I don't know where that Keenan job's going to, so I couldn't tell you. Okay, so that one that just left T-Bird. That one that just left T-Bird.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
my
the southbound's making good progress.
And then this northbound is lined all the way.
Yes.
Let
me see.
That
is.
Yeah, tonight is.
That's going out.
Yeah,
that's gonna go out. But we're back at Iron Junction, so let's get set up for our train.
Get set up for whatever the hell's coming.
Yep. It was quite a gamble trying to figure out which train would come through first. However, the T-Bird ended up going through first, bound for Forbes with a duo of C40-8s. Followed close behind by a southbound manifest bound for Pokegama Yard in Superior, Wisconsin. The two trailing EMDs, SD60 number 5414 and IC SD40-3 number 6261, would be dropped at Pokegama Yard to lead a transfer job to Keenan the following morning. Next up was a northbound manifest with a nice lash-up, two SD70 M-2s leading a former City Rail ES44 AC.
My parents. No.
That's the one going into Keenan.
Damn it.
And then, let's see. Northbound's already by Kelsey, so we can make it though.
We can?
Down to another crossing? Yes.
Okay. So we were on the move yet again, this time to a crossing a little ways north of Forbes. Next up was a train that we were anticipating since the day prior. This was northbound grain train G825, bound for Winnipeg, Manitoba, led by CN ET44AC number 3069, the Wisconsin Central Heritage Unit. In the fall of 2020, Canadian National celebrated 25 years of being privatized by painting 5 locomotives into heritage paint schemes. The 5 paint schemes they painted represent the biggest and most important railroads that make up what is now CN today. We had one more train lined, so we decided to head south and catch that one. It was another through train, this one being an intermodal bound for Canada. A few hours later, we were back out, heading to Andy's Airbnb for a barbecue. We got stopped by a train on the Rainy subdivision with an SD40-2 leading the way. As we got closer to the Airbnb, we saw another train approaching on train Mon 5. We decided to stop and catch it. This would be our final train of the day, and also our 4th SD70M-2 leader of the day. This one also had an SD75I trailing. After that, we made our way to the Airbnb where we had a great barbecue with everyone attending our trip. We had nice burgers, hot dogs, some chips, and of course s'mores at the end, because you really can't forget the s'mores with a nice campfire.
Not going until the light.
Gotta get the little pieces. Of the wood. Yeah.
Let's grab little sticks and get that going.
Make sure they're not wet.
Yeah, now we are. Look at that.
Honestly, I really can't think of a better way to end the day. And this would have been a great ending to the trip. However, we still had one day of rail fanning ahead of us. Stay tuned for the grand finale. I'll catch you guys later.